Very good morning to all dear students. We already completed so many questions, so many short sums of retirement and death of partner, retirement or death of a partner. Today, we are completing the short questions related to new P&L ratio, gain ratio, and continuing with a portion, with a very important portion, that is goodwill. Okay? We already completed 11 questions, 11 short sums of exercise 3. I think so it is exercise 3, yes. Now, today we are starting with 12th question of exercise 3. What is the question? What they say? See, as I say so many times, short questions are always important. Because if you cannot understand how to find gain, if you cannot understand how to find new ratio, definitely it will create a problem in solving the long question with full correctness. And the problem is that long question is of 8 marks. And so if you commit a single mistake in this P&L ratio, it may affect 2 to 3 marks. That is the problem. If you do that, they'll cut your half mark, then still I said okay. Don't do so much of work for half mark if you are not comfortable for it. But when it's a matter of 2-3 marks, and that too also, we are having 2 long questions, one of admission, one of retirement. Why I am comparing these two? Just because you are having evaluation in both the admission and retirement chapter, partners capital again in both chapters, cash or bank again in both chapters, balance sheet again in both chapters. So almost everything will remain same. So why not to grab the opportunity? Even long question from both the chapters, marks, 8 marks of each question. So everything is similar. In that case, why not to grab such opportunity to encash 16 out of 16? Yes, just by working for P&L ratio and goodwill, if you can score really 100% marks, it's a great opportunity. No one should miss it. And when you are our student, you do not have any right also to miss such opportunity. Mind well. Okay? Whenever you are having any kind of problem, I am with you. But the efforts must be from your end. Okay? Let's start the question. Question number 12, exercise 3. Exercise 3, question 12. Okay, read the question properly. As usual, if you are not going to read the question properly, for you people, chance of committing mistake is naturally becoming more and more. So always it's advisable to go with full question clarity. Question clarity first of all. Okay? Here A, B and C are the partners sharing profit loss in the ratio of 4:5:1. Following journal entry for goodwill is passed at the time of retirement of B. At the time of retirement of B. Here the entry, as a part of question, they gave you an entry. Again, listen carefully. As a part of question, they are giving this entry. As a part of question. Okay? The entry is A's capital account debited C's capital account debited to B's capital account. A's capital account debited, C's capital account debited. Listen carefully. A's capital account debited, C's capital account debited to B's capital account. Is it okay? Here, from this entry, what you understand? From this entry, what you understand? Are you getting any point? Here, for example, let me say here the old ratio. Old ratio is 4. Old ratio is 4 is to 5 is to, I think 1. Yes. 4 is to 5 is to 1. Total 10. New ratio given to you or not? New ratio, is it given to you? Here, old ratio is 4 is to 5 is to 1. What about new ratio? Is it clearly given to you or not? No, it's not at all given. Okay? Let me first of all adjust the screen a little bit. So now I think it's very clearly legible. Okay? Old ratio 4 is to 5 is to 1. That is 10. New ratio. It's not given. It is not given. So what to do? When new ratio is not given, you have to find gain. But here, gain is given, gain ratio actually, is given through journal entry. Gain ratio is given through a journal entry. And the entry is A's capital debited, C's capital debited, 6,000 and 4,000. So on that basis you can say gain of A and C, because B is retiring. Okay? That is 6 is to 4. Gain ratio three is to 2. Here even you can write 6,000 and 4,000, better option. 6,000, 4,000. So gain ratio 3 is to 2. Whenever gain ratio is given, you have to convert it. You know that very well. You have to convert it into gain. Gain equals to B's share, because B is retiring, into gain ratio. Okay? So A and C, B's share, that is 5 by 10 into 3 by 5, and 5 by 10 into 2 by 5. So here the gain is 15 by 50 and 10 by 50. You can convert that 3 by 10 and 2 by 10. Okay? Now very simple. New ratio equals to, new ratio equals to old ratio plus gain. Again A and C A old ratio 4/10, 1/10 plus gain 3/10 and 2/10. Because the denominator is same, it becomes very easy for everyone to calculate. 4 plus 3, 7/10 and 3/10. Just check the entire solution. On the basis of journal entry, we find gain 6,000, 4,000. On that basis, gain ratio 3:2. Because we are having gain ratio, we convert it into gain by just multiplying with retiring partner's share. So here it is, obviously B's share into gain ratio. Okay, and you will get where is the, that is 3/10, 2/10. Then new ratio equals to old ratio plus gain. So again A and C are the partners. Old ratio 4 and 1. So 4/10, 1/10 and plus gain 3/10, 2/10. So net their new ratio is equals to 7:3. Is that okay? Is that simple? But the only difference is, instead of giving gain directly, they give gain ratio through journal entry. Okay? So on this basis, you can easily derive a particular conclusion that gaining partner, remaining partner, existing partner, continuing partner, whatever the name we used, continuing partner or gaining partner's account should be debited for goodwill, and retiring partner's capital account must be credited for goodwill. Okay? On the basis of this entry, you can have that conclusion. And the same we are going to do in our long questions, starting from question 5. This is exercise question 3. Question 4 is entirely of goodwill. And 5 onwards, long questions. This lecture, after this, maximum within a lecture or 2, will start long questions. Okay, next, and can say the last question of P&L ratio, that is exercise 3 again. Exercise 3, question 13. Okay, the question is A, B, C, D. See, read the question properly. Huh? If you just misunderstood the sentence, the entire question will be wrong. The entire solution will be wrong. Listen carefully. A, B, C and D are the partners sharing profit loss in the ratio of 4:3:2:1. C retires. Only C is retiring. After the retirement of C, A will maintain his old profit share. Okay? Now here, small 2 words are very, very important. C retires. You may feel, sir, what is new in it? Why you are saying this is very important? But I am saying it just because here They said after retirement of C, A will maintain his old profit share. Now, before a year or two, there were few students who misunderstood the question. They understood this in this way. After the retirement of C and A. So what they decide that C and A both are retiring. Actually, before starting of this sentence, they clearly said C retires. What does it mean? A, B, C, D are the partners. One partner retires, C. Another one partner, A, would like to maintain the same share. એનો મતલબ શું છે? What does it mean? The share of C, retiring partner, will be distributed by B and D. Why is it so? See, A, B, C, D, four partners. C retires. So the remaining three, A, B and D. Out of these three, A is maintaining his old share. So now only B and D, two left. That two partners are going to get gain from C's retirement. Okay? How to do it? Let's solve. First of all, old P&L ratio as usual. Start with it. Old ratio. What is it? 4:3:2:1. Normal one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Total 10. Okay? Who retires? C retires. Okay? A maintain his old share. A maintains his old share. Okay? So now what left? B and D. So C's share. C's share. How much? A, B, C. So 2/10. Distributed in B and, let me rub this, B and D. Okay? Just go through the steps. એક વખત સ્ટેપ પ્રોપરલી જોઈ લો. If you have any doubt, તો અત્યારે જ ક્લિયર થઈ જાય. બરાબર? So we have to distribute 2/10 in B and D. But obviously not in equal ratio. But it must be in their own ratio. In their own ratio means એ બંનેનો શેર કેટલો છે? 3:1. See, એ બેનો શેર લો, you have to take care. Even let me write in 3:1. Because their share is 3 and 1 only. So B is gain. D is gain. Equals to 2/10 into 3/4. Here 2/10 into 1/4. Okay? So net it is 6/40 and 2/40. This is their individual gain. Now very simple. See, A is not going to get any gain, only B and D. So new ratio equals to old ratio formula, normal, plus gain. Old ratio plus gain. A, B and D. C retired. A, old ratio is 4/10. He is not gaining anything, he is not sacrificing anything. So, can say plus 0, or if you don't do anything, directly you can write 4/10. B, old ratio 3/10 plus 6/40. You can do 3/20, 1/20. So 3/10 plus 3/20. D, 1/10 plus 1/20. To make denominator 20, we have to multiply with 2. So 6 plus 3. Because 3 is already there. Net 9/20. Here, to make denominator 20, we have to multiply with 2. So 2 plus 1. So 3/20. And here it is 4/10. To make denominator 20, 2/2. So it is 8/20. Okay? So 8, 9 and 3. New ratio. 8:9 is to 3. 8:9 is to 3. Check twice. If you have any doubt, any question, any queries, can surely ask me. And better option, you ask me today only. Why I am saying today only? Just because once we completed P&L ratio, we are starting goodwill in this lecture only. But the problem is that once we complete P&L ratio, majority of the you people are not going to revise it regularly. And if you are not revising it regularly, naturally you are not going to ask me. Your doubts will remain your doubts only. So it would be much better that today only you revise all the methods, and if you are having any doubt, any question, any queries, any confusion, please do message me, do call me. We are always ready to solve your doubt, because basically it is obviously our wish, not yours, not mine. It's our wish that our digital partnership should sign out like anything and will get a great mark sheet in 2021. Yes, it's really a great opportunity for us to encash full marks in the coming board exams. Okay? So here I am completing my duty for solving this P&L ratio questions. Now the next topic is purely and purely connected with goodwill. Okay? Continuing the same topic, I'm just removing everything from this screen, from this board, and make it very clean for continuing, for starting the new topic, goodwill. New because it is a new chapter, retirement. So little bit different than the topic of goodwill of admission. But have faith in me, it's lot more easier. It's lot more easier than the topic of admission. Okay? In comparison of admission, retirement goodwill is really very easy. You can see the number of questions, बच्चे लोग. Only 6 questions. So if you consider per question one method, then also there are only 6 methods. And there are different things also. But that I will tell you once we start our goodwill topic. Just be prepared for the topic of goodwill. I hope you all are ready. Yes, let's continue with accounting treatment of goodwill. Chapter 6. Yes, the same chapter, retirement or death of a partner. What they say, it is there in the theoretical portion of your textbook. Yes. They say, on the death or retirement of a partner, the continuing partners receive profit and loss share of the retiring or deceased partner. Now that is nothing new. A, B, C are partners. If C retires or died, in future C's share naturally will be acquired by A and B. But obvious, A, B, C, 3 partners sharing 300 rupees equally. 100, 100, 100. Now, if, okay, let me give you the example with digits. A, B, C, ratio 1:1:1. Profit total 300. So initially 100, 100, 100. We are talking about goodwill treatment. Now, let's hope that C retires. Let's understand that. C retires. Okay? Next year, I'm talking about next year. Next year, again profit is 300. What to do? C retires, profit 300, no change in ratio, it is 1:1. So 150, 150. What does it mean? They received 50 rupees more. Here can say plus 50. Plus 50. Why is it so? Because C retires. So here minus 100. C's share distributed. So retiring partner's share distributed by existing partners. Okay? Is that clear? That is gain for existing partner. That is gain for existing partners. And so at the time of retirement, that's why at the time of retirement, C is going to receive goodwill. C means retiring partner, is going to receive goodwill which will be given by remaining partners. Here what they say, again listen carefully. on the death or retirement of a partner, the continuing partner A and B receive profit or loss share of the retiring or deceased partner. C. Again means next one, brother. To compensate this gain in profit, continuing partners give the retiring partner his share in firm's goodwill. What does it mean? In our example, A and B are going to give C a share of goodwill. Okay? So net you can remember in such a way. Net you can remember in such a way that retiring partner is always crediting with goodwill amount, which has to be bear by existing or remaining or continuing partner in their gain ratio. Yes. Let's continue with the theory. Deceased or retiring partner is also entitled to receive his share in the firm's goodwill because the goodwill was earned by the firm when he was a partner. When C was a partner, at that time firm earns goodwill. So naturally, C is having all the rights of getting his share. Is that clear? As per the accounting standard 26, again take care, in admission also the same accounting standard was there. I told you that it's an important topic. Okay? Because if they ask in an MCQ, and if you don't remember the number of accounting standard, as options rather, I give accounting standard 26, accounting standard 62, accounting standard 16, accounting standard 61. So if you don't know, you have to just make a bluff. You have to just sign or tick any of the option without any conceptual clarity. And in that case, definitely the probability, yes, the statistics chapter, the probability of correctness is 25% only, because only one option is correct out of 4. Okay? You may feel that 25% probability, but the probability of wrong answer is 75%. Very, very big. Not at all good. Okay? So take care. Accounting standard 26, whether it's admission or retirement. But for goodwill, it is accounting standard 26. As for accounting standard 26, only that goodwill for which consideration is paid can be recorded in the books of accounts. Internally generated goodwill in admission, first situation of goodwill. Which one is that? Yaad karo. How many situations were there in admission for goodwill? How many situations? 1, 2, 4. How many situations? There were 6 situations. See, I am not going to take book in my hand and reading all the things I am telling you. Is there in my mind? You are also having your mind. Then it's your duty to remember all these things, because you people have to write in board exams, not me. Okay? So dear students, you must remember each and everything, and that is possible only and only either through 100% concentration or through regular revision. I am having 100% concentration. So at present also I can say all 6 situations. I know that you are saying that, sir, do speak all 6 situations. Okay, let's start. First, goodwill paid internally with mutual understanding, no entry. Second, I am revising admission situation of goodwill. Second situation, when new partner bring cash for goodwill and retain in the firm. Third situation, when new partner bring cash for goodwill and withdrawn by old partners. Fourth situation, when goodwill not bring in cash by new partner. Fifth, when partial goodwill bring in cash. And sixth, hidden goodwill value is given in the question. Okay, goodwill can be found out on the basis of capital of partners, that is hidden goodwill. These 6 situations are there. If I can remember all this, why can't you people? It's your duty. So please take care, do revise properly. Is it okay? Here, in retirement, again they are repeating the same, that internal goodwill should not be recorded in the books of account. Internally generated goodwill cannot be recorded in the books of accounts. At the time of retirement of a partner, also the goodwill of the firm is valued by internal assessment only. And therefore, no goodwill can be shown in the balance sheet of the firm as an asset. Therefore, retiring or deceased partner will be given his share in the firm's goodwill by the continuing partners in the gaining ratio by making necessary adjustments only in capital account of the partners. See a long paragraph with so many confusing words are there. I know you are a bit confused. Let me make it simple. That's what our duty is. Very, very simple. What they wanted to say, that whenever retiring partner is there, in case of retirement, we can't pay cash in form of goodwill. Okay? We can't pay goodwill in form of cash, brother. Let me say, goodwill cannot be paid to retiring partner. Is that clear? So, we have to make adjustment through capital accounts only. Like in admission. In admission, when cash was there for goodwill, what we used to write? Premium for goodwill. Because cash comes in specifically for goodwill purpose. But in case of retirement, we can't pay cash. Again, we cannot pay cash for goodwill. So what we have to do? We have to set off internally. And how to do it internally? For example, A, B, C, 3 partners. So we have to credited C's capital account. So the entry should be somewhat like that. As capital account debited, B's capital account debited, to C's capital account. Okay? Which amount we are going to give? C's share of goodwill debited to A and B's account in their, very important, gain ratio. Okay? So if suppose 3:2:1, it's an example only. 3:2:1 is the ratio, old ratio. Nothing specify about gain ratio. Total goodwill 10,000, 60,000, let's say. Then what to do? Here, C's share equals to 60,000 into 1/6. 3:2:1. So C's share is 10,000. Is it okay? C's share is 10,000. Now in this entry, we can debit because gain ratio is also 3:2 because nothing clarified. So old ratio and gain ratio both will remain same. 10,000 should be credited to C. Okay? And the same is debited in 3:2. So 6,000 and 4,000. This is the situation, this is the condition how we are going to deal with goodwill condition in retirement or death. It's really very easy. Again, a very important instruction. Go through last 5-10 minutes twice or thrice. Because the example which I took is really very simple and easy for you people to understand it. Okay, it's really very easy to understand. So please go through it properly. Go through it. Here, if you are not getting properly, let me remove a little bit and we'll write again. Okay? Because of screen limitations, few things are not easily visible. Clear? So again I am writing the same for you people, but you must take the advantage of it. Here, old ratio 3:2:1. I am talking about ABC. Okay? C's share, okay, goodwill, total goodwill. It's an imagination, it's an example only. 60,000. C's share equals to 60,000 into 1/6. So 10,000 rupees. Clear? Gain ratio. Because no clarification, old ratio of A and B 3:2. Now you can check 10,000 credited to C's capital account because it is C's share of goodwill, which is debited in A and B's capital account in their gain ratio. I think now everything is clear. Okay? Again, the same thing I would like to share with you, that please do go through this particular 7, 8, 10 minutes twice or thrice to understand the meaning, the accounting effect of goodwill in the best possible way. Is that clear? Sure? Now, at the end, a very important matter. Here in retirement or death also, for old goodwill, the same thing which we were doing in admission chapter. What we were doing? we made a combo of words: old goodwill, old partners, old ratio. Here also same: old goodwill, old partners. Old means indirectly here old, ABC. In old ratio must be debited. Okay, so old goodwill must be, you can write as a trick also. Old goodwill must be debited to all partners in old ratio. And retiring partner's goodwill must be credited to his account and debited to remaining partners in their gain ratio. Is that clear? I'm sure it must be. Because from next session, we are starting our short question of goodwill, which may going to continue maximum for 2 sessions, because only 6 questions are there. Okay? And then we'll start our long question, which will give 8 out of 8 to each and every student, but condition applied, who are going to do it regularly and doing proper revision work. For all that students, it's my promise that you will going to get 8 out of 8 from both the chapters, admission as well as retirement. And this is just the beginning. Yes, at the end, there are so many chances that a person will get 100%, 100 out of 100 in their bank of mark sheet. Yes. So wish you all the very best for solution of goodwill topic, and obviously by getting very good marks, we can enhance our own goodwill too. Okay? So, till next lecture, till next session, take care of yourself, stay happy, stay safe, and as usual, have a nice day.